People across Nashville are talking about this video, and the investigation into this botched raid is ongoing tonight. Levi Ismail spoke with neighbors in Edgehill who question what's really being done to prevent these kinds of potentially dangerous mistakes in the future.
We talked to the young woman who is still visibly shaking at this point, and while she declined to go on camera, her neighbors tell us they can't help but think of the children in all of this and how they may have been impacted.
Just think, my little girl right here. I'm with my daughter. That lady was in her house with her kids.
On the long list of things that bothered Kevin Williams about what he saw in Tuesday's raid, the most frustrating was knowing kids saw it for themselves.
She terrified. The police with a batter ram, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Everywhere you ask, it's the first thing neighbors talk about.
I mean, that could have been my apartment right there.
Metro Police, come to the door!
The body camera footage gives us our best look at what happened that morning. We know there was a knock on the door and officers identified themselves, but Police Chief John Drake says it wasn't enough.
She could have been in the shower or anything. And then her kids sitting right there on the floor, they come in with guns drawn. I mean, what the kid, that's scarring kids for life.
The person they were looking for moved out months earlier. What these neighbors want now is an answer to avoid this happening again. Chief Drake has suspended all search warrants and says they all must now be signed off by a deputy chief. Add to that, 3 officers have already been decommissioned, and neighbors say it's a start, because without change, we can only expect the worst.
Come to the door!
I'm so glad they didn't bust in and start shooting and kill somebody. That's what's gonna happen next.
Levi Ismail, News Channel 5.
Officers with the tactical unit will now also undergo further training on issuing search warrants as well as surveillance tactics. As we said, 3 officers have been decommissioned and the investigation is still ongoing. To have updates and alerts sent straight to your phone, download the News Channel 5 app.